It finishes then, Girona 2, Barcelona 1, and for the first time at the end of a match day in 85 days, it is Real Madrid who are top of the table, 2 clear of Hansi Flick's side. For more on this, let's welcome in Luis Garcia joins us. We'll be hearing from Luis in a moment. But Ali, there is absolutely no argument you can put up that Barcelona deserved anything more today.
No, and I suppose you can point to the penalty kick missed by Lamine Yamal and say that could have changed the game. It could have changed the feeling of Girona going into halftime because they had chances, and it would have been the same story that they have had over the course of the season, in which they create chances, don't score goals, somebody else scores, and now here we go. The feeling of Girona and the Girona fans and Girona players may have changed. If you put that to the side and you just evaluate and analyze the second half of play, in fact, the whole 90 minutes, Girona, on balance, were better than Barcelona. Now, I know Barcelona fans are going to say, but we created chances. Well, we missed a penalty. We had this opportunity. We had that opportunity. Well, that's also ignoring that Girona had opportunities everywhere. And with just a tiny bit better execution in the final third, they scored 3, 4, 5 goals. If we had to pick who the best player today was for Barcelona, I don't think there's any doubt that we say Joan Garcia. He gave up 2 goals, and yet he continues to be the best player on the field. That tells you everything that you need to know about the performance of Barcelona today and the performance of Girona for that matter. Give them some credit. But to your point, Dan, this was well deserved by Girona. This was not an accident. This was not a coincidence. Girona deserved to win this game. Barcelona deserved to lose it.
Speaking ahead of this game, we heard Hansi Flick, Luis, saying, hey, the Atletico Madrid, that doesn't define our season, that defeat midweek. Problem is now we've got back-to-back defeats in which neither of them, you can argue, Barcelona deserved anything from.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem. That's a big concern. When you go on the field and you see that Barcelona today, once again, no, it's that they dominated, it's that didn't have the control. For me, when you try to make and during a whole season, you try to bring the high line where you try to be dominating in the games, having the ball, having the possession and creating chances. First thing that you have to have is the control of the game. And today, once again, they didn't control at all. Every single time that Girona was on the ball, it was unstoppable. They found the spaces, they found the gaps always to combine and to create a chance. It's true that in the last third, they were not capitalizing all of them, but definitely they were a little bit more accurate on taking a bit more composed to have the right decisions. This game could have been 5-6 goals easily for Girona, because in the first 45 we saw 3 easy ones, and in the second one exactly the same. So in the end, Barcelona got what they deserve. They tried, yeah, they create, yes, but they make so many mistakes. In one of those second chance goals, you can see the high line, and we complain about the high line, but it's not the problem of the high line. The problem is that when Balde receives the ball, gives the ball away quite easily, and then, of course, everyone is out of position. Transition again, and problem for Barcelona. And that's been the whole issue the whole season. When you are not on, the ball is not under pressure, Barcelona cannot keep that continued high line. Or you track back, or once again, you're going to have face-to-face against the keeper.
Kieran, I thought it was interesting. You don't watch much La Liga, but you were saying to me, how is this team second in the league?
I mean, from a neutral point of view, they're highly entertaining to watch. And listen, I don't think Hansi Flick is under the illusion that playing that way, they're not going to concede goals. I think that the idea is that, you know, we've got the best players offensively, so we will outscore you. Leading up to all of those moments, it just feels too easy.
So many chances for Girona.
Well, I think Hansi Flick's philosophy is just total risk and reward. We're better than you. We're going to squeeze the pitch. We're going to play a high line because we're going to try and be aggressive. We're going to put you under pressure. As the boys have said, and as Kieran said there, they've got talented players that can, on their day, hit anyone for a big number. But if you're tactically smart and you do your homework against Barca, you survive that and you realise that if you get wide runners or midfield runners to go in behind the back line with no pressure on the ball, you get so much joy. And Girona done that from probably 5 minutes in. To Ali's point, if the pass selection or a little bit more intelligent play or the right pass just before the assist of the goal, they could have run up 4 or 5. They were that good against the Barca side, who were nowhere near it today.
Where do you stand on the foul that obviously the Barcelona wanted in what proved to be the winner on Koundé, Luis?
Again, we're going to go to the details, but I think it's a fault. I think that the player arrived late and he taps on Koundé.
I thought in real time the referee called it correct, but when you see the slow-mo, you see the contact and you go, maybe Girona got a little bit lucky on that one.
Well, let's assume, okay, there's contact, you can call the foul, you may not call the foul. If you're Jules Koundé and the foul is not given, it's your responsibility as a defender to get up. And if he gets up and carries on playing, Fran Beltran has to get around Koundé, who's laying on the ground, to actually get a hold of the ball, cut the ball across, and then hit the shot on target. If Jules Koundé doesn't hear the whistle, you get up and you keep playing.
Or even his teammates, Ali.
Well,
even his teammates react.
Well, all I'm suggesting is that Fran Beltran had to go around Jules Koundé, so if he just stands up, the ball comes to him, and there is no danger. And so, in that sense, I think to say that it's a foul, we are giving a break to Jules Koundé as well, in terms of the follow-up. Okay, the whistle didn't happen, get up and play.
Maybe he really hurt himself.
Oh, well, I don't think so. And in terms of what you were saying there, Kieran, you're not exaggerating when you say this is a bit of a circus defensively. It's a 3-ring circus. It's a full tent of a circus with animals and magicians and clowns and everything. Everything.
It's called a big top.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you very
go.
much. Yes, it is every bit of a circus defensively. And what's really surprising, not that it is a circus defensively, is that you just got assaulted. You just got dominated and humiliated by Atletico Madrid. And so you would assume, if you're a big team, if you're an elite team, and we assume that Barcelona are an elite team in Europe and a big team in Europe, that there would have been a reaction. It's the first thing that you asked me today in the Spanish translation that you almost got right.
Yep.
Came up a little short, but you almost got right.
Gracias.
De nada. Look, there was going to be a reaction. Did this look like a reaction? Did this look like a team that was pressing the ball together, that was winning the ball and higher up the field, that was controlling the match? We highlighted previous to the game. This midfield, yes, you got Dani Olmo. Yes, you have Fermin Lopez, but they're going to be in advanced position. So that means that Frenkie de Jong has to cover a lot of ground. He was getting mismatched in terms of numbers in the midfield. So it became Girona controlling the transition moments. It became Girona controlling the match going forward. It became Girona creating the opportunities. This was not a reaction, certainly not what they were looking for, and it's yet more disappointing for Barcelona, especially when you consider what happened against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, massive result for Girona, by the way, who get themselves a little bit of breathing room between them and the relegation zone. Meanwhile, at the top of the table, for the first time, I've no doubt, this calendar year, Real Madrid are favourites to win La Liga 6-4 on. Barcelona coming in now at 11-10. Wow, Luis, who'd have thought we'd be in this stage when Xavi Alonso got sacked, when everything that's been going on in Madrid this season, yet it's Real Madrid who sit top of the table.
Yeah, exactly. And much more what we saw on the field, the performances of Real Madrid didn't give us a clue that they could be at this stage at the top of the table. But it's Real Madrid, and you know when they can spirit, that back spirit of the jersey, of the background, the Juanitos and the stadium, they can do that. We've seen it so many times. And at the moment, they are getting the results. Maybe getting closer to what we can expect from Real Madrid. We saw a very good Real Madrid the other day, at least for many minutes. We saw the players understanding each other. We saw the movement. We saw the dynamism. And we saw a better Real Madrid what we've seen in the last maybe 2 or 3 months. But the results were still there. And that's what something that we cannot say about Barcelona, that is still not finding that consistency. So, yeah, it's a big surprise, but we have to give credit to Arbeloa, who managed in some way to give that confidence back to the players, and the players understand the message. And right now, they look strong and at the top of the table.
Luis will say Barcelona. You'll say Barcelona still to win La Liga, though, Luis?
I think that they, yes, I think that they got a lot more to offer and a lot more arguments to win La Liga. But, well, Real Madrid is always going to be there.
Who on earth are you going to pick? This is tricky. This is really 50-50.
Well, it is. And while we see Real Madrid first right now, I would suggest stay tuned.
Yeah.
Because as bad as Barcelona was defensively today, and as they were against Atletico Madrid, you can argue that Real Madrid have their own issues, their own concerns. There is a reason as to why Xavi Alonso is no longer the manager. It's not because this team was close to perfect and was thriving. No, far from it. They have concerns too. They have structural issues. They have organization issues. They give up goals too. I believe I picked Barcelona to begin with.
Right.
And because I'm stubborn, I'm going still with Barcelona. But this is no sense of belief whatsoever in either one of these teams, because what makes them entertaining it's because they are very flawed.
Barcelona, of course, have got the midweek off now, which is rare for them, given they, of course, finished in the top 8, meaning they advanced to the next round of the Champions League. Real Madrid, involved in these play-in games, they're taking on Benfica. Now, we all remember what happened when they last played, of course, the last-minute goal from the Benfica goalkeeper, meaning that they advance, Marseille out. Now, this is in the tunnel. So this is what the Real Madrid players will see as they're emerging for the first leg of this tie on Tuesday. As a player, Don, does this do anything for you?
Nah, a little bit. I mean, you'll still have the scar tissue from the game. You don't need a picture to remind you.
Right.
You'll still be carrying that. But if you're somehow not aware, if you've tried to blank it out, and you've tried to get rid of it, there's just a visual reminder.
Yeah, Kieran, does that get in your head at all?
I think, as Don said, you don't need any reminders when you lose a game of football like that. I think they'll be looking for revenge.
This
for
is
sure.
grade 1 trolling, and I have to imagine, because nothing happens without his say-so, that Mourinho has something to do with this.
Oh, 100%.
Really?
100%.
You really need to.
There'll be
do you really need to troll them?
Listen,
any more incentive?
Listen, if you go to a wider shot there'll be a cardboard cutout of Jose, 6 foot cardboard, just standing like that next to the picture.
Luis?
What about mind games? Of course. I think the Mourinho is one of the best one. If not, he was the one who embedded the mind games in football. So, yeah, I'm totally 100% that he was involved in that.
But his name is Sam Heathcote.
Yes, poor lad.
Yeah.
Let's get some reaction then after the game.
Keith, that seemed like it was a real battle for your team. How would you describe the performance?
I thought they were excellent. Didn't enjoy the first half at all. Thought they played with so much courage and conviction in the way they played. Slowed it down at times. Felt like a real cup tie, which I knew it would be. That's our second half. We were a lot better on what we did and how we played the game, and we did the basics a lot better in the second half, which allowed us to play in the areas where we needed to play more consistently. And overall, it was a really, really tough test that we got the job done, basically.
For what they've achieved is outstanding.
Absolutely.
To go toe-to-toe with two Premier League sides, not just that, Crystal Palace they won it last season, is outstanding. You don't see it, as you see, I think it was the first time in 100 years where that gap with what they did at Crystal Palace. But to go and replicate the performance, I know we didn't get the result tonight, but to replicate the performance tonight was outstanding.
Very disappointing. I think the lads have put a massive shift in again. The lads have put a massive shift in again, and I can't be prouder of the lads. Obviously, we've obviously beat Palace and then more than matched top Brentford side. So no, I'm super proud, but just disappointed with how it's happened.
A place against West Ham in the next round was at stake, so it will be Brentford against the Hammers in an all-Premier League affair. Newcastle will face Manchester City again, but one that really stands out, of course, is Wrexham against Chelsea. We welcome in Mario Malchiot, of course, former Chelsea player. Archie's still with us, Jermaine as well. Archie, that's kind of the standout tie, isn't it, if we're selling a bit more of the romance of the Cup?
I think so. That alongside Mansfield hosting Arsenal feels like a very significant tie. And given what Mansfield did to Burnley as well, and having been here in Macclesfield tonight, Jermaine, I tell you what, if Macclesfield can get that close to Brentford, then any game is open.
It is.
Have you got anything else to add?
Oh my goodness me. Do you know what? I am really looking forward to that Wrexham-Chelsea game. I think with what Wrexham have been able to achieve over the last few years, especially the back-to-back promotions. You look at the ownership model, what they're doing, the positivity around the place as well. And Chelsea, with the new manager, Leon Rossigna, doing really, really good stuff there. It'll be interesting to see how he overcomes that challenge on a personal level.
Wolves, Liverpool as well, Newcastle, Manchester City. That wasn't getting your juices flowing as much.
Not really, no.
Why not?
Because it's not.
Okay.
Do you know what? What it is? You sort of know what to expect from Liverpool. You sort of know what to expect from Manchester City. They're going to hog the ball. They'll dominate possession. They'll keep the ball. They'll move it as quickly as possible. They've got some world-class players in their team. And they'll ultimately end up, in my opinion, I think they'll end up winning the game. But it wouldn't be an entertaining end-to-end game. Whereas when you're looking at the Wrexham v Chelsea, and then you look at the... who did Arsenal?
Mansfield Arsenal, sorry.
They're exciting. this is what the FA Cup's all about. It's all about the underdogs having an opportunity, having a chance. And in those games, I feel like they're the best opportunities to see a possible upset.
Jermaine, thank you. And as we were across the whole of this weekend, we will be there for round 5 in a couple of weeks' time, Dan.
Thank you very much, boys. Much appreciated. Mario Malchiot joins us now to reflect on that draw, in particular, of course, Wrexham against Chelsea. Mario, you're loving it.
Cool, done.
Oh, yeah, of
Cheers,
course.
guys.
Thanks,
because,
guys.
we couldn't have a better marketing situation, because this is perfect. You know, Wrexham, you know, the owners, they are very intelligent, and this is a perfect game for them. For Chelsea, I think this is going to be a tough game. Why? Because, I mean, the guys who are sitting in the studio already, we all know, when you play in England and you go into that stadium, oh my God, it's going to be tough. You better kick off from the get-go, because if not, they every chance they get, and I'm talking every chance, and I'm talking about, like, even if they get a throw-in or they get a corner kick or a free kick, the fans are behind them like crazy. So you better get an early goal. If not, Chelsea might be not happy going there.
It's incredibly humbling.
Oh, yeah?
It shows
Is there
you
any part you enjoy of it whatsoever?
I mean, it's always good to visit different grounds and different stadiums. You know, football was built on stadiums like this, you know, and so I think it's important for the players, especially players coming from abroad. You know, Arsenal was full of foreign players.
Yes.
For them to see that there are levels to this game, and that you can draw against these kind of teams is brilliant. I remember we drew against Sutton United one year. Yeah, and you know, that especially for the foreign players was amazing. You know, for them to be, you know, seeing Cesc Fabregas sitting in the dressing room in Sutton was you know, just an incredible thing. So I think it's definitely important that the cup brings that out of football, you know. So I love seeing this, and it's also, the environment is completely different. You know, when no disrespect to when these teams come to the big stadiums, you can almost feel that their emotion is distracted by, you know, the big lights, the 60,000 seaters. But when you go there, they are fully locked into the game.
Yeah.
So that's why I love it when big teams get drawn against the smaller ones.
Mario, what was it like for you? When you were playing for Chelsea, obviously Birmingham, West Brom, you must have gone to these sort of places, and it must have been a little bit of an eye-opener.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know what Kieran said. Also, because we're young boys, right? When you're a young boy, this is a normal field to play on. So this brings back memories of where you came from and where you are right now. And the thing is that the guys that play against you, for them it's like a final. For you, it's like getting to the final. So you better be ready for that. So that's why we had when I was at Chelsea, we played against Oxford, I think, quite a few times. And those guys, oh my God, it was like, you know, like normally we in pre-season, we're taking it easy and we're taking it easy with tackles and stuff. No, they're making you feel like it was the last game of the season. So they're going at you. So you just have to be careful, I think. But now this is in the middle of the season when they go in there, you know, when you play each other, the pitches are wet, it's raining. It's just everything is perfectly for them instead of for you. You just have to make sure, win the game, stay fit, and go away healthy instead of like having a bad injury or trying to get like a stupid card.
You love it, Don.
Oh, I love it. Takes you back as being a kid. You've got to embrace it. You know, like Mario said there, like we've all played when we're like sort of 9, 10, 11 into your teens and you're playing on mud pitches and it's like, just get stuck in. Go and like look at the environment and go like, this is a bit of me today. Like get dirty, do some slide tackles, have some shots, some tackles. Crowd are involved, great atmospheres. That there, like the Wrexham Chelsea, that's like the romantic side, isn't it? Yeah. The big draws and the big games, obviously Newcastle Man City, that's the glamour game. But it's where the romance of the cup is. When you're seeing teams that are down in League One or the Championship or League Two and they're facing the Premier League boys, you think, can they?
Yeah,
go on, can they give them a test?
So obviously we see pitches in the FA Cup that we don't normally see. We also saw no VAR. And for people like Don, they're like, oh, thank goodness, no VAR this weekend. We can just enjoy the game. The problem is when you have a tie like Aston Villa against Newcastle, where the referee has such a shocker, it is impossible, isn't it, to back up your argument that we need to go back to the old days where there's no VAR.
Well, I hear you, but there's still mistakes in VAR. I said before, I think
there's no point moaning about it anymore?
Probably not, but I think instead of getting involved too much, you can't micromanage everything. I mean, that's an extreme. What we saw there in that Villa-Newcastle game, that's the extremes to bring it back, isn't it? Like howlers.
Yes.
So when you sit there and you go, what defence have I got? But I guarantee you, I'll be on the show in a week's time looking at a Premier League game or another game around the world, and VAR's messed up a decision from the VAR, not so much the referee. So my angle and my point is, if we can take a little bit of the micromanaging from the VAR and make the referees and the linesmen better, that'll be a better place, I would imagine.
I don't understand.
Make the referees better. Stop.
You can't.
You can.
That's why
No, I get that, but I think the referees now have got a little bit subconscious where they think that's a big call. I'm not going to make that because VAR will get me out of trouble.
But how
make
can you
the
stop?
call.
How can you stop?
Yeah. Because you make the referees better. Referees were better than this, I would imagine, before VAR.
I don't know, Ton. You must have played in so many games in which referees had shots.
Loads, but it is what it is.
Therefore, you've got the back of a VAR now.
Yeah, but the contradiction to that is when you're talking about the modern game and you're criticising the guys that are sat in VAR, they've got 3, 4, 5, 6 chances to look at something where you as an ex-player, you as a pundit or you as a presenter, you can see they've got it wrong. Yet they still stick with their decision, haven't seen a replay 6 times.
Yeah.
So it's on them to improve. It's not like the first year when we went transitional phase. It's not going to be easy for the VAR guys. Referees have got to get used to it. This has been in place a long time now.
So Mario, Don says get rid of VAR. He's had enough of all of the technology. What do you say?
I think, look, there are moments you understand we need it, because I think there are definitely crucial moments where we say it's very helpful. But what I do agree with him is that the ref has to be careful that he's not going to hide behind it. Because, come on, this you don't have to be smart to see that penalty kick. Come on, guys, come on. That's like, come on. The linesman stands there. What are you? Now we could go to linesman and say, what are you doing? Are you part of the game or are you just part of the stand? Because then we might as well put you next to the people. Because, come on now, it's not that far from you. And you know what the thing is also? Those are the same guys, when you tell them something, oh my God, they let you have it. So I would let him have it too, because I'm going, my friend. If you're holding that line, you got to see that the guy is standing in the box. He's jumping. The tackle, if you see at the tackle, how many times did he apologize at the tackle? How many times did he apologize? Why? Look, as a defender, Kieran is there. As a defender, how many times did we apologize? Only when we knew when we were wrong. If not, you don't apologize. But when he goes to apologize 3 times, you know he's wrong. He should have gotten a red card. And that's the same with the handball. Come on now. He walks away, he goes like this. Yeah, he knows his red. Come on, guys. Come on, Dan. Stop. It's red.
Kieran never apologised in his life.
He's got a point. He's got a point. But I mean, I think Don just mentioned then it's been around for a while. How long has it been around for? I mean, I got sent off wrongly mistaken at Stamford Bridge, and that was 2014. Right, so that was 12 years ago. So it's not. It's what, a decade old. In terms of actually how long compared to that it hasn't been around for, it's not that long. So the technology is still maturing, and yes, there are many issues with it. But you can't say that goal line technology wasn't a revolution. Offside as well is, how many goals has that made real over the last 10 years. So for me, I just think there are things that it needs to improve on in terms of the speed. I think the speed is the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Because people complain a lot that everyone's waiting around for the decision for so long. But the going and back and forth, in terms of using VAR for a month and then having a weekend where there's no VAR, for the referees, they're human. It's human nature to get used to something, and then all of a sudden it's taken away for a week. They're gonna hold their hands up and say, "Oh no, I don't want to make that decision," and that's what's happening at the moment, and that's why the game's getting confused.
Well, that would make sense up until you get to the handball by Lucas Digne, right? You could make that argument up until you get to that handball, and you should be getting that call right 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 10 years ago, or yesterday for that matter. Don was making the argument and saying something along the lines of the modern game as he described the way that the game is played nowadays. Well, if we're going to talk about the modern game, VAR is going to be part of the modern game. We cannot hide our heads in the sand and say, well, technology all around us, but we are not going to use it. We have to use it better. We have to implement it better. But to say, get rid of it because it's somehow against the nature of the game. I'll tell you what's against the nature of the game. Guys diving. I know all about it. Drawing fouls. I know all about it. That's against the nature of the game. And so even a player that benefited from drawing fouls where perhaps there were none. I'm telling you, VAR is better for the game. We need the technology because more times than not, we're going to get calls right that are going to affect your livelihood, my livelihood, and fans, and what clubs are able to achieve. And so I cannot stress enough that if we focus on the amount of time that VAR takes in order to get a call right, we are losing sight of what's important. Yeah, it could be better. Yes, it could be quicker. But what do we want as players? For calls to be made correctly.
Ali, can I take you back very quickly to the Man City-Liverpool game, or Liverpool-Man City game, where, in my opinion, when Mo Salah got put clean through on the right-hand side, and he got tugged on the shirt outside the box, which obviously wasn't a penalty because it was outside the box, but he was denying a goal-scoring opportunity. That went to VAR, and the VAR decided there wasn't enough of a shirt pull. Mo Salah was going to get to that ball. Mo Salah was 2 yards away from the ball. Ruben Diaz was 6 yards away from the ball. Mo Salah was getting there first, and VAR said, no dogs on it. But they're still getting things wrong.
So you just get rid of it completely?
No, I wouldn't get... No. I'm not saying get rid of it completely. That's never been my argument. I don't like some of it.
But there's always going to be anomalies because humans are involved. Yeah?
So that the humans have to improve, to Ali's point.
But overall, what you're picking up is on little bits and pieces where
that little bits and pieces were quite significant in that major Premier League game last week.
But the problem is that those little bits of pieces are huge pieces.
Absolutely.
When you don't have VAR.
Yeah, but we had VAR, and that was huge call. Didn't go in Liverpool's favour.
You're ignoring my point here. You have a little problem here, but you have a big problem when there's no VAR.
Well, as I said before, it's not a perfect solution. The referees are human. They're subjective. They're going to make subjective calls. They're going to make honest calls. They're trying their best to make honest calls. But to Ali's point there, when the Kieran Trippier and the free kick and Luca Dean is standing inside his box and you give it outside, the worst one of all of that, I actually thought, was the Tammy Abraham goal that was allowed. Right. Because it's from a static free kick. Everyone can relax.
You've got the 18-yard line.
You've got the 18-yard line if you're the linesman. The referee, I'll give him an out because he's obviously central. But the linesman looking right across the line, you got one eye on the ball, which is the kick point. You got Newcastle's defenders all staying in a straight line. Abraham's 2 yards offside. You have to call it.
Of course, a big story this weekend was the red card shown to Kalulu. We'll show you that incident in a moment. Clearly, there looked to be hardly any contact on him. But Gianluca Rocchi, who is the referee designator, said, we're very disappointed, both with La Pena's decision, which was clearly wrong, and with the fact that VAR could not be used to rectify it. It was his second yellow. La Pena is mortified, and why we sympathise with him, but I have to let you tell the truth, he is not the only one who got it wrong, because yesterday there was a clear simulation. The latest in a long series in a league where they try everything they can to cheat us. The coaches have never helped us, but have made things difficult for us. I believe that someone should examine their conscience. To be clear, I am referring to those who go out of their way on the pitch and behave in a certain way. Now, he is saying that basically the referee is coming out and saying that you're not doing anything to help the referees by acting as you do. Mm-hmm. Do you have a defence for that?
It's not my responsibility to do that. My responsibility is to my team and my teammates.
Oh, come on. You can't just say, I'm going to cheat my way to...
Wait a second, Don. Wait a second. You can speak when you have a chance. I will finish my point. As it pertains to my responsibility with my teammate and my team and my fans, if I think drawing a foul is going to put us in a position to win a game, I will do it. I did it. I will do it now, and I will do it years from now. My responsibility is to win games, and I don't care how I go about it. It's professional sports. This is not juice boxes and orange slices. This is not recreational. We're here to win. And for anybody in this panel or anywhere that has played at a professional level, at a high level, to say that they did nothing to cheat, that they did nothing to gain an advantage, that they did nothing to get a step ahead somebody else, they are lying to you. 100% lying to you and misrepresenting the truth. It is our responsibility to win games, and for all of us, we would do anything in order to make that happen.
Okay, Ali, I agree with you. All of us had a moment of our beautiful things that we pretended like, okay, we could have stand on our feet, but we let ourselves fall. But one thing I think goes a little bit over the top. When I see somebody celebrate in someone else getting that card, that is a bit for me too much. I don't mind, look, all this stuff, but hey, come on now. You celebrate like you scored a goal. No, that's not, come on, that's killing the game. I don't mind you doing your little things because everybody will do that. How many times we got penalties against us, you understand, or little disputes, and okay, I don't mind that. That's the part of the game. I totally agree with you, and I think that is just part of football if you play as a pro. But one thing I don't like, it will definitely get in my head. If I do something and I know it's like a minimal like little thing, and I see another player celebrating, oh my friend, ooh. Especially in England. I have a nice tackle for you when it comes.
Don, your witness.
I mean, I take exception to Ali's point where he said he would do anything. I mean, there has to be a line. You can't just stamp on someone's foot or punch someone in the face by doing anything. Right. I get you drawing a foul. I've done it myself. I've dived. I've tried to bend the rules a little bit.
And there you go.
But, no. But I wouldn't do anything to win a game. You have to have a level. Surely you can't go on the pitch thinking, I'm going to do whatever I want to do because I've got, to your point, an obligation to my teammates.
Well, within the fringes
you
of legality.
never said that.
Within the fringes of legality. And if you step over...
He never said that, Your Honour.
No. Here's the thing, Don. You're trying to sit on a high horse right now.
No.
Which you're suggesting,
I'm quoting
like,
you.
We are all choir boys. And we were not.
I'm quoting you.
Nobody was a choir boy here. Nobody was. Right? I am fine with saying, look, yeah, I had some limitations to my game. So in order to make things work for me, I had to do certain things that other people may frown upon. I don't frown upon it. I look at it as part of the game. And it is the referee's responsibility to say, that guy is embellishing. That guy is simulating. That guy is trying to cheat, and I'm not going to make the call. That's on him to make that call. That's his job. It's not my responsibility as a player to make his job easier. I'm going to push the boundary as far as I possibly can, and I do not apologize for it.
Kieran Gibbs.
Need I say any more, to be honest? I mean, I think the verdict's out.
Because you have to pick a side.
There's always going to be people that bend the rules in order to get the results.
Don was saying Ali should be banned from the game because of what he was doing.
Life.
He should be banned from...
No. Did you hear me say that, Kieran?
No. No, but I'm in agreement. Everyone's going to try to bend the rules. The referee has to get involved and make sure that those rule benders are punished when needed.
Right.
And that's the way
Which I think was the
be.
case in the clip that we've just watched. So Bastoni diving, he has to have repercussions of that. Or in a year's time when that second yellow card, because as it stands today, they don't look at second yellow cards, maybe that's the future of a VAR to help Kalulu in that situation.
Hold on, so you're asking for more VAR now?
In that situation.
Oh, I see. Full circle. You didn't want VAR, now you want more VAR.
Go on, Mario.
You know what's also the thing is, Dan, you know what the thing is with all the guys who are sitting there? Believe me, all of us had a problem with the ref once. So that's why you are talking as a referee. They are not talking as referees because they all knew that when it comes down to the conversation with the ref, you on his own with him, oh, he let you have it, and they are not nice. I've never been a friend with the ref. Maybe they've been, but I've never been.
Mario's such a nice guy until you bring up referees.
The hands get on.
I don't like them. They're not nice. I don't like them.
The nicest guy you can meet if it's a referee and he's gone. Just a reminder, a lot more will happen in the weekend, especially that game between Juve and Inter on the latest edition of the Gab and Jules Show. Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. It's the last day, isn't it, for Don?
Kieran,
we're
Kieran
off. Flies back. Kieran's never worked so hard.
Money left.
Ali is with us as well, as is Mario. Mario, have you got a little bit of glitter on your face? What's that?
A little what?
Glitter?
Looking shiny.
Something shiny? I heard you made...
No. It's just...
I heard, baby, you were at Carnival.
What?
No. Look, my friend. Dan, you understand. Look, there is one thing when you're playing you cannot do, but when you're retired, you can do a lot more things. So, learning how to dance a little bit of samba. Oh my God! You know, look, you just have to make sure you have a lovely woman at home, and she tells you, of course, keep going, have fun. And she said that, so I went.
Right, Mario, I don't think we're going to continue with that conversation.
So he was a carnival. Let's establish that. He was a carnival.
Dan, you know why? Because your mind is going the wrong way. Mine is going the right way.
Oh, man, Shaka's there, obviously there at the moment.
Ali, help him out. Ali, come on now, Ali. Come on, man. Help him out, man. Tell him what the South Americans doing. Come on now.
But here's the thing, Mario. You never answer the question. Like, were you or were you not at carnival?
Yeah. Hey, my friend, of course I had to do a little bit of samba. It's no problem. You know, I know you will like it. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mario living his best life.
That face was always at the carnival.
Yes.
Love it.
I'd love to see you at carnival.
No, that's not me. Not me.
You know Mario's enjoying something when the hands start just...
Yeah.
When he starts doing this.
Weaving.
Absolutely.
Oh,
right.
man.
For the former defenders, that's Kieran and Mario. Kieran, would you have gotten up quicker than Koundé did? If you didn't see it, Koundé goes down looking for a foul. It was never given. VAR looked at it, didn't think it was a strong enough challenge to warrant a foul. Therefore, Girona go on and win.
Can I be honest? Because I know you said that he should have gotten up.
Yes.
I think he's caught him. He's caught him quite badly. I think it's a yellow card as well, by the way. I don't think it's just a foul. So I think it's one of them. I don't know if he continues the game. If he can continue the game, he probably should have gotten up.
Right.
Obviously, if he's got to come off, then...
Right. Well, he continued the game.
But he continued the game, so I think...
So this goes back to...
It is a dirty tackle.
What would you have done?
It is a dirty tackle.
What would you have done?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know in that situation. I don't know how painful it was. I
would have lent on the teammates. His teammates should have helped him. When you see that goal again, when you see it back again, there was about 4 Barca players just sort of standing, like pointing, going, look, that's a foul. Get back in.
Right.
Go and help your mate, because as you said, Koundé might have had a bad ankle injury. Go and help him.
I don't think it looked that bad. He was
No, but we don't.
No, he knew. He knew how bad it was.
Listen, he should have got it, but his teammates should have helped him.
So all the discussion... Oh, Mario, sorry, what would you have done in that situation?
No, in that situation, I would have done the same. After a while, look, I'll go down because, you know, you clearly see it's a foul. And what Kieran said, yeah, yellow card, definitely. But if I'm not getting it or the ref is not even looking at me, okay, then I'm going to get up and try to at least do something about it. And we also have to remember, this is the league in Spain. In Spain, there are different rules than when you go to another country. In this country, in Spain, it's a yellow card, guaranteed.
But here's the thing, if the foul had been committed in the attacking half, roll around. Go down and roll around all you want. But when you're in a defending position and you're under pressure and your first job is to be a defender and you know that you're not fully injured, you know you didn't get the call, get your backside up and defend until that ball goes out. And once it goes out, then you can go down again if you so decide.
He's trying to sell it, yeah, Kieran? That's why he's staying down.
He's trying to sell it, yeah. But that's again, it comes down to the league as well. I think that's how they play a lot in Spain. You know,
Frankie de Jong done it at the end, didn't he? When he wanted a penalty, he stayed down. It's almost like their mentality is: if I sit here, I'll force the referee to make a decision or go to VAR. It's like they're still going to go to VAR anyway. So get up.
All the discussions, all the hand wringing, the firing of Xavi Alonso, and yet Real Madrid, Ali, sit top of La Liga. What was all the fuss about?
Well, there's still fuss going on at Real Madrid, and there will be conversations about Real Madrid independent of what's happening with Barcelona. See, what makes this title race so intriguing is you don't have a runaway team because neither one of these teams are anywhere near perfect. They have flaws and major flaws. In the case of Barcelona, defending is a problem, and we've already established that. In the case of Real Madrid, whatever is going on inside that locker room and who's actually mandating in that locker room, the structure of the team, the organization of the team, that affects how they defend and how they attack. Those things haven't been resolved. And so therefore, that Barcelona was going to run away with it seemed like it would happen, and then you see them defend and you kind of go, no, this cannot last. That Real Madrid is going to run away with it, it's not going to happen because, as I just mentioned, they have their own issues. So this will go to the end like this. dropping points against teams that they shouldn't, and eventually they have a Clásico to play in Barcelona, and that may just be the game that decides quite a bit of this title race.
Mario, any chance Flick getting sacked if they don't win La Liga and embarrassed in the Champions League?
Yeah, I mean, that is us guessing now, and I don't think we're at that stage yet in the season that we have to guess, because, I mean, look, games like this, that can happen. It's just how they're going to bounce back from it and then carry on and doing what they have to do. I don't think so. Come on, you're on the top of the league now. Why you have to worry? Okay, maybe you lost today and then you dropped a little bit, but the battle is still on between you and Real. Is that something new? No, it happens every season. So that's why I don't think it's fire yet, but he knows something has to happen, because if not, you know, people are definitely going to look at you and say like, hey, do we need to change him, or is he going to keep on bringing us trophies?
Kieran, will Arsenal still win the title if City overtake them at any stage? What's it, 4 points at the moment? You've got Wolves on Wednesday. Should be 7 points, yeah?
Yeah, we got Wolves and Spurs. It's got to be a six-bagger this
right,
week.
okay.
You would like to think. You would like to think, given the form of both teams. Will Arsenal still win the league if City overtake them?
Do you think
I think it's possible. Yes.
Right.
Because City more than ever over the last 5 years have the ability to drop points, I think, to most teams in the league. So yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. What was the worst away ground to visit across your career, Don, and why?
I think ironically, because I played for Coventry, but it was when I played against them so many times and never played well. Never played well at
Liverpool have a thing against Coventry, didn't they?
Yeah, Liverpool.
Play against them.
I can remember our manager, Graham Souness, when we played Coventry away, and he nailed all the Coventry players in the team talk. He's rubbish, and he went through the lot. 5-1 we got beat. Right.
How rubbish for you?
Luckily, I was on the bench. Right? So Jamie Redknapp got sent off in the game, and Graham Souness, my manager, he said, get on now and cause a 21-man brawl. Wow. I went, what do you mean? He went, just go on there now and 2-foot someone. I want to chin their manager.
Wow.
So he sent me on there, and I just launched someone because we were getting beat 5-1 or 5-0, wherever it was. Embarrassing. I think Mickey Quinn and Rob Rosario scored 3 and a 2. But that was a place where...
And did you get sent off?
No.
No VAR?
Just couldn't have VAR.
Happy days.
There's my point. Don't have VAR, you don't get caught.
There it is.
Don't have VAR, you don't get caught.
What about...
But then go and 2-foot somebody, so you will do anything on the field then.
For my manager, not for myself.
So you will do anything on the field then.
Listen, when Graham Souness tells you to do something...
So you've incriminated yourself.
No, that was a young Don. That was a teenage Don listening to the boss.
what about worst ground?
Oh
is it
my
quality,
God.
as in state, as in dressing rooms, stadia, that sort of thing?
It probably was all the cup competitions that you played.
Right, there's nothing to
No,
stand
because
out.
I think everyone, and Mario will agree, in the sort of 90s into the noughties, everyone was rebuilding their stadiums. Right. Like, we played at Old Trafford many a time, and two-fourths of the ground, the stand was either knocked down or getting rebuilt. I remember playing at Highbury when they drew
like Blundell Park, we saw Grimsby, yeah?
The weirdest one I ever had was playing in an FA Cup tie for Liverpool against Bolton. Okay. And Bolton turned the undersoil heating off.
Brilliant.
So it was ice. It was live on TV. 2-0 down. We got a 2-2 draw. They took us back to Anfield and won, but it was like should never have been on. Like, we never fancied it. We're sitting there going, how's this game on? Call it off. The ref was like, no, it's live on TV. You're playing. Right. And like the superstars of us just couldn't. I say us very loosely. I think Stevie played.
The superstars of us.
No, I meant the Liverpool big boys. I was a teenager at the time. I just meant like the sort of big hitters. We didn't fancy it.
Yeah.
Ice, snow, and it's like, what are we doing here?
Mario is one of the superstars at Chelsea. Was there a place that you went that you didn't enjoy?
I think, I don't know, like maybe Kieran didn't go there, but I'm sure Don went to Bolton away. Oh my God, I'm gonna tell you, all those corners, it was windy, and you had, I don't want to quote the name, but I think it was there was very good at throw-ins.
Yeah.
And what the thing was, you were playing the game, and soon as they came on your half, you were just playing. Normally you played not to give a corner away. No, we were playing not to give a throw-in away because they would throw it in the box. So they were just playing like that. And it was like, no football almost. It was just like what we see now in the Premier League is nothing. This is like 10% compared to the 100% they were doing. Every throw in the box, in the box, in the box. 4 tall guys in it, and you just had to fight. And you know you're gonna walk out with some stitches in your eye or next to your eye or whatever. Because it was like that. Bolton away for me was one of the worst.
Was that Stoke, Mario?
Stoke, Mario.
Oh, Stoke. Sorry, Stoke.
They built their stadium, but because they didn't have enough money to sort of cover all 4 sides of the ground, all 4 corner flags in terms of the stand was left open. The wind just used to drive through, and it was like the lap throws into the. It was carnage.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Stoke was a nightmare. Yeah. Stoke was a nightmare. I would say Bradford.
Right.
Bradford was a bad night for us. We got knocked out of the, I don't know if it's the quarters, the Carling Cup maybe. Leyton Orient away was a difficult one. Yeah. You can't see the lines on the pitch.
Oh, is that a problem?
Your boots are clumpy. You're trying to run through the mud. Where else? I would say, Bradford, Leyton Orient.
Play Luton? Did you play at Luton? That was hard.
Yeah, played Luton. I never liked pitches that were really close to the stadium.
Of course.
Because you just felt like you couldn't really get width in the game, and the pitch is narrow, and the crowd is destroying you. But yeah, I would say those.
But no bags of surprise being thrown at you, like maybe in South America, Ali.
Correct. Well, yes, many surprises, and none of them good. None of them good.
You don't get that at Carnival.
No? Well, there may be good surprises at Carnival, but you're correct, Dan. You're correct. But in terms of the worst feel, was Dragons. This is old school MLS. Dragons Stadium. Was a high school football stadium that we were using because the Cotton Bowl in Dallas was getting remodeled. And if you know anything about the weather in this country, in the summer in Dallas the heat is unbearable. And we used to have ESPN Soccer Saturday, which was kickoff 4 o'clock Eastern time, which was 3 o'clock Dallas time, Central time. And I've told the story before how your shoes, because the turf on the end zones, what was the end zone in the football field, was black. And the heat would hit the pellets in the artificial field.
Feet were on fire.
And so your feet, your cleats were melting.
Yeah.
So by the end of the game, your cleats had melted to where your shoes were now flat, didn't have the cleats. When something like that's happening, maybe we're endangering the safety of the players.
Wow.
Merely suggesting.
Oh, there we are. That is it. That brings us to the end of
you were going to say something to Mario?
I was going to say something to Don, but I've been too mean to him.
Dad, come on, say it. Say it, Dad, say it.
It's all right, Mario. It's peer pressure. Do it.
He hasn't got it in him, Mario. He hasn't got it in him.
VAR might intervene. That is it. Any plans for the week, Mario?
Oh, I'll come up with something good. Don't worry about it.
I know you will. Don't worry. What a life Mario Macclesfield lives. We are all live in envy of him. We'll be back tomorrow here in the studio. Thank you very much, Don, for being here. Thank you, Kieran, as well. Me, Ali, and Stevie tomorrow.